Goodness. So, welcome to episode 758. Does it feel like that? It just feels like it's been a busy long year. Uh, VJ, have you frozen or you
He,
looking?
he
Okay,
definitely
I
knows.
was I was like, man, he's taking this thing really serious. I was
Mm.
like, so you were staring, VJ, and I thought, man, these guys are really taking it serious.
Yeah, I must. Was it one of those? Oh,
It
sorry.
looked like I was like, his video is frozen, or is he really upset or really focused on? Oh goodness! Well, Merry Christmas to you guys. How's everyone been?
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Merry Christmas, all. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. I don't know. Do they still say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays in the
It's
States?
funny. I feel like it depends, right? So I think Happy Holidays is like the safe one, right? But if you're with somebody who might be, I'll just keep it real, kind of more like mega-ish, they'll be like Merry Christmas. Like they'll be like, it's God, Christmas around here is Merry Christmas. But the one that I actually miss that I remember seeing a lot of, and I might bring it back, is like Season's Greetings. There's something
Oh
elegant
yeah.
about Season's Greetings, and no one says that
Okay.
anymore. So I will
Okay.
say Happy Holidays, but then I might even say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. But season greetings, I'm trying to bring that in, but it's a political thing now, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
the
it
whole Merry
is.
Christmas thing.
Yeah,
Weird.
they didn't like when they took away Merry Christmas and made it Happy Holidays. Jez, okay, welcome evening, welcome, and as you guys join in, please, yes, Joseph, always good to see you. Yeah, as you guys come in, just say hi so we can acknowledge as you come in. This is going to be a fun and sort of a different vibe. Yeah, and we may even get some of you on as well just to say hello and stuff. But anyway, um, goodness, how are you guys preparing for Christmas? Have you presents bought, taking it easy, or are you guys going on trail traveling?
Aha, actually, you might be getting that Christmas content today. I actually have the lyrics to some of these songs pulled up. But no, Namdi, you might be familiar with this. So, a Christmas present I'm going to get my dad, right, is this CD by Joe Mensa. I don't know if you remember Joe Mensa, but there was a song called Bon Souhait. Bon Souhait, right? So I remember hearing that album as a kid. Like it was one of my earliest childhood memories, like 3 years old. And he doesn't have it in CD format, so I'm just kind of like, what's a thoughtful thing to do. My dad just turned 80, so it's just kind of like,
Wow.
let me give you this early childhood memory, so you can play it in your car because, man, it's just, and apparently he's a Ajay, like it's very much like if you're West African, you probably know this. If you're West African and
Mm.
Gen X, you know this. So, and it was so hard to find. I'm sorry. You can tell I'm happy. So anyway,
No.
as far as like Christmas, yeah, I'm absolutely ready to give love on Christmas Day.
Hey, well, that is great, especially for that 80th, man. That's a blessing.
Yeah, it
That's a
is.
blessing. Colin Mills, we haven't seen you in a while. I thought you'd be up in Dubai performing. Ryan King, greetings to you. Welcome. What about you, Stevie? How you preparing for the
Yes,
Christmas?
to all you New Jack Swing mandingos out there, get ready to do your Christmas dance wearing your skin tight pants. Yay! Yes!
Somebody's had a little bit too many knocks this morning, this
That
evening.
magical week, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Fill yourself up with a turkey, the sausages, the beef, however you're celebrating. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. How about you, VJ?
Me, I've got so from tonight after this podcast, I'm going to be at my mum's for a few days until Christmas Eve.
Wow.
And I need to come back. I need to help get some Christmas bits and pieces. Lots of Christmas shopping, food shopping needs to be done on Christmas Eve.
Oh, Christmas Eve.
We've got some of the stuff, but I think it's nice. When you go at just when the shop about an hour and a half before the shops are about to close,
Okay.
you get some great bargains, man. And
Wow.
I love a good bargain. So that is the plan. So
Okay.
we're going to go to our regular places to get that, and then yeah, that's about it, man.
Wow.
For Christmas.
Yes.
My goodness, yes. Yes, Colin said we should have done the Boyz II Men Classics album, and I think what we elected to do, because we were really going to do our best Christmas albums, then we were going to do our top 10 songs, and it just felt like, oh goodness, let's have fun. I mean, so we're going to talk about that album as well as Alexander Neil. We're going to talk about different Christmas albums and songs, and we're going to get you guys on as well. So we're winging it, but we wanted to, it's going to be as fun as it always has been. So not to worry about that. Before we start, I wanted the one news that was vibing yesterday, over the last couple of days, was this announcement that Chris Brown has surpassed Michael Jackson as the highest selling R&B artist, black male artist in the US. That he's got over 160 million streams, while Michael has sold over 158 million albums. And I'm thinking, okay, you cannot compare. It's not even apples to orange. This man sold albums, CDs, vinyls, cassettes. People actually went in, paid money, and bought it. Nowadays, people are just. It's not even during the iTunes where you actually physically download a song, because I'll give you that. But if you're just playing stuff on Spotify, that's nothing. So that you cannot at any time compare the two. Chris has done some great things, and he's constantly, despite all the controversies and things like that, he's still shown he's popular, doing his massive tour. But please, you cannot at any time ever compare somebody buying an album for $12 and somebody just streaming a song. It is so, those kind of records that mean nothing. I was upset, and I just thought, you can't. I don't want to bring Chris down, but you just can't. This can't. Yeah. Anyway,
you know what it is like. Sometimes if somebody says something, you need to just let them speak, man. They can say what they want. You know what I mean? It's like, but when we let it affect us, and you think, okay, this person said this is not what I agree with, and you let it consume us, that's not helpful to us. And like, I get it. I'm like you. Like, I see a statistic like that, and I'm like, you cannot make that comparison.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson did things pre-internet. There's nobody that's done anything like him. Chris Brown is not on Michael Jackson's level. He's an incredible artist. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about Chris Brown's talent. He is a very talented guy. But to say, I mean, even their benchmark, I mean, what do you need to reach platinum status? It's based on streams. I mean, if they're streams. Yeah. And you get people saying that my collection's incredible. I said, oh, so what do you collect? Do you collect CDs or records? Well, no, I've got everything on Spotify. My collection's amazing. I'm like, that's really good. It's not the same, though, is it?
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it was. It's a very straight. But that's the thing, is when Billboard and Rolling Stones, they put these things out, it's about trying to destroy his legacy. And trying to say, well, look at, even Chris Brown has surpassed, or Beyonce has done more. And it's like, as I said, I can stream. I think right now, actually, the other thing in the news is that YouTube, led by YouTube Music, Leon Core, who was the former president and CEO of Def Jam, has said that they're no longer going to be submitting their stream data to Billboard, because Billboard seems to preference streams from Spotify over YouTube Music. And so YouTube Music is saying, well, we're not going to show you we're not going to release our data for you to know how many people are listening on YouTube, whether video or whether the songs, and that would impact how accurate Billboard's music charts are. So you can see the politics in there as well. So it's actually saying that actually Billboard status as the trusted source of music charts might be definitely affected by that. Anyway, Ezekiel, good evening. Got let me see that. Got your recordings. KB, welcome. I think I saw Kev the Chef as well. DJ All Day, welcome as well. How you guys all doing? Definitely by Vision. Welcome as well. Yes. Okay. So, anyway, Stevie, what about you? Anything to report this week before we get
Uh,
into this?
I've got my Christmas party special video dropping tomorrow on my channel. It's audaciously titled 10 records, 2 hours, and a measly £20. So you'll see me tomorrow. I won't give away the whole thing, but just tune in 8 p.m. UK time. My Christmas party special tomorrow on you, especially for you lot out there all subscribed. Half an hour of a bit of fun. You'll enjoy that one. So do support my channel. If you're not subscribed, Stevie Street _. Get over there and subscribe, and binge watch all my vinyl search videos, please. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. It is fun, and Stevie is being recognized on the streets of Manchester. People, actually, there was a riot because people are realizing he's getting bargains, and they're like, "Hey, get him out of here! He's being banned from shops."
I went in one shop yesterday in this town I'd never been to. Went into the shop, and the store owner was there, and I was about to introduce myself. Went, I know who you are, Steve. I was kind of expecting you, and I put this album on the wall here, and I looked, and he's got the new edition, any Heartbreaker album on the wall. God, I didn't know if you got this, Steve, but I was kind of waiting for you to come in.
That's lovely. That's so lovely, man.
Because I thought he'd come in the new year. You surprised me. Coming now, I was like, yeah. So yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I've got all the record shops in the northwest. They're all on kind of watch, waiting for me to pop in.
He's a celebrity, yeah.
Showcase their record shop.
Yeah, guys, be putting stuff in the chats. As you can see in the video, all your chats as this year are going to be showing. Joseph is asking, did anyone go to the UK tour concert? BJ, did Joe, Toni Braxton, and Boyz II Men?
Colin did. Colin Mills did. He's saying he said it was very good. But I know quite a few people that went. Some people that we know. TCO did that show, and as always, they smashed it. They are very, very good at what they do, and it was a great lineup. I mean, it's a precursor to what's coming up with the new edition Toni Braxton, Boyz II Men. So they've done a little mini tour, Toni Braxton and Boyz II Men, in the UK, and I've heard it went very, very well.
Toni Braxton's, the first 3 Toni Braxton albums are being reissued on double vinyls in February, so that's something to look forward to. The first 3,
nice.
They're all getting reissued. So save your money, guys. Save your monies. They're going to be expensive.
I must say it is difficult because when we do these shows, I've got a week to listen to an album. I download on my phone, and then I have to delete it and get on to the next album. So it is quite a lot of work. What about you, Andrew?
Well, actually, I was gonna, before I even got into my thing, I was gonna ask you, like, what about you? Like, what are you doing to get ready for the holiday season?
Yes,
for the Christmas season.
For the Christmas season. Yeah. So the kids had the list of what they wanted, so everything's already boxed up and ready. So no need to go shopping. But probably like VJ, I may do a scavenger hunt on the 26th. On the 23rd, 24th. Yes, but it's an amazing time to rest. I've had 2 3.5-hour interviews. One with Howard Hewitt last week, and then with Dawn. And so they took a lot out of me just because of, I think, starting at 10 o'clock at night and then finishing around 1 or 2 in the morning. So physically and mentally exhausted, especially those long ones. Howard was great. Yes. And they're still looking forward to the new year with after the break, other new stuff and new interviews and stuff. But yes, it is rest for me. It is rest. Yes.
And I have a feeling you need it, man. Like, you seem like you've been burning the candle at both ends for quite a while. So it's nice to hear that you'll be chilling and doing lots of nothing.
Yes, definitely. I think I will. Well, I'm in work tomorrow. I've got a clinic tomorrow, and a new patient to see. But from Wednesday, I will be off and on to the 5th. So that would just be a nice time to rest and relax.
Amen.
Yes. Yeah, we need a Bobby Brown interview 2060. I do
That
want
would
to
be
get
dope.
a new edition would be great, and Jimmy Jam would also be another great one. So
Head would
those,
And
explode.
Teddy Riley, of course. Throw in Teddy Riley as
well,
well.
Teddy, yeah, he's got his autobiography coming, but I think Ben's moved
Benton's
house
again
today, guys.
throwing
Found
throwing his money at
250.
you. Throwing his
Have
money
you
at you again. Big shout, Benson's.
have you seen what he says? He's found 250 New Jack vinyls I forgot about.
He showed me some pictures earlier on IG.
He,
He's found some
oh, you
good
showed you some pictures.
12s. Yeah,
Some master classes.
yeah. He's
Merry
found a
Christmas.
couple of boxes. He's got a couple of boxes in his loot of New Jack stuff. He's very excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Chris, yeah, if there was a New Year's list, because I tried with Jimmy when I first started, but I didn't push it when they were coming out with the Jimmy and Terry album.
Mhm.
So I think 20 next year would be
Mm.
at another time. I would love to get a member of New Edition. Most likely it would have to be after the tour. And yes, I think Teddy would be. Yes, Teddy's got he's promoting. The hard thing with Teddy is that if I have to do that before Blackstreet, and maybe before, it might be hard because Damien is due to come on live, and those types of anything viral like that would just be a tough one. So yes, it'll be interesting to see how it is. Ezekiel asked me what's been my most enjoyable interview to date. I would say Show Shock from Show Shock and Colin. If most people might not know Jurgen Klopp, he was a former manager of Liverpool. He's German, and so Show Shock is from Denmark, and he speaks. His English is almost like Jurgen Klopp, and he was very animated when he's talking about Clive Davis and Whitney and Bobby, and the day I interviewed him, it was the anniversary of Maxine's death, and so it was a 3.5 hour interview, and he actually said it helped him therapeutically to be distracted from the fact that and he was at home with his son. But I felt like I was talking to Jurgen Klopp. He was so engaged, and so that was definitely, I would say, enjoyable. That would be it. I'll always say Timmy Gatlin's first interview is one of the ones that I was like, I would, if I was going off an Emmy, I would say I'll put that one because that was like, the guy on the picture finally speaks. But from one that I personally just sat and enjoyed talking to somebody, it would have been him. Yes. Lisa Keys. Okay. Yes. Andrew, are you anything fun for you?
Well, I think I safely speak for all New Edition fans. I think the NE fans have been eating good. They have been doing so many performances
Yeah.
on TV with the Rockefeller Center thing. Of course, the tour is coming up, and they're actually doing a lot of songs that they've never done before. Like on The View, they
What did you
did
think about
All
that
I
song?
Want. Well, on The View, they did All I Want for Christmas Is My Girl, and then they went into Candy Girl, and that song has never been like performed live. And I know, shout out to New Edit 617. She knows who she is. She was like, I love that. That was her favorite song on the Christmas album. And just to
Wow.
actually hear it live is like amazing. Now all I have to do is I'm coming home. But anyway, shout out to the universe for that. No, but it's really cool to see NE like getting that much high profile like coverage like in the media.
Yeah.
Like whoever their manager is, if it's BBC, whoever, they're doing a great job. And it's just great to see all six just act as a unit and do their thing. It's great.
I think they did. They got Oh goodness, one of the major management companies, not I can't remember their names
No
now.
worries.
If you think of
Okay.
the one of the biggest Hollywood
Like William Morris or something?
like a William
I think?
Morris. I
Yeah.
think it was William Morris. So they
Or
signed with William
Endeavor.
Morris. Yeah, I think it was William Morris. They signed with them before their first culture tour.
Okay.
So they started with them. So they got the whole culture tour started. So they've been with them. And as you can start to see, to get booked on The View, the Rockefeller stuff, and to be doing all this stuff, that's, they're putting them in there. So they're getting, I just didn't like, I didn't like that song. I just thought it was like, oh goodness, come on guys, you could,
So it's funny you say that because I'm absolutely going to defend that album. But you're right. I remember we were talking about it in our little chat. You're like, man, that song's kind of boring, right? But what's great about it, because like I think you're talking about the one where it's like Happy Holidays to You. So that's like Ronnie and Mike. They get the leads, and I love that on that album. Like Ronnie and Mike get like 2 songs where they're singing lead. It's a very balanced album. And Bobby had just left. Like he only has like 1 lick on Give Love on Christmas Day. And he says something and he's out of the group. But anyway, we're New Edition fans, if you're on the right podcast, because I'm about to show out for Annie on this episode.
Okay. So we were going to do our top 10 favorite Christmas songs by R&B. We went from 80 to 9. Well, we didn't even put a time frame on it. But I mean, DJ, do you have an album or song that you wanted to start off with and talk about?
See, I feel that Go Dutch Recordings has somehow managed to get into my head, has stolen my thoughts and has shared it. And he was referred to the Alexander O'Neal My Gift to You album from 1988. And that is absolutely my favorite Christmas album. From start to finish, there's not a bad song on there. And you got to remember, Hearsay was recorded in 1987. And Hearsay it's the seminal, it's a classic. It's Alexander O'Neal's best work. It's from start to finish, you can't go wrong with it. And a year later, Jam and Lewis, Alexander O'Neal followed with that album. And it's a continuation of Hearsay, but with a Christmas theme. And it's stunning. It is stunning. There are some brilliant songs on there. And are we doing a list today? Are we doing any kind of a list? If we are, then that one. That's the one.
Do you only get one Christmas record in your life? Just go and get this one.
Okay.
And thankfully, you still see it in all the. I still see this in the record shops on vinyl, especially on vinyl. It's out there. Get it while it's cheap. While it's like £5 or £6, just buy it because it'll disappear eventually.
That's the one. That is the one.
Yeah.
Are we doing a list? Are we going to do a list? If
I don't have a list. I can talk about mine. So yeah, it'd be good. You could always talk about your song. We can always I mean, we are going rogue today. So
I'll talk a little bit about my list later. But I will say My Gift to You is a classic album. And if you like Jam and Lewis, then you need to listen to it. And Go Dutch Records. You also you suggested doing an interview with Lisa Keith. Namdi, Stevie, please do an interview with Lisa Keith. I think it's a very good idea. I think you should definitely do that. And Andrew, you brought that up this week. We were talking about it in our WhatsApp group, and
We sure did.
about My Gift to You. And what did you say about your favorite song off that album?
My God. So even though it's a really good album, like one song just for me stood head and shoulders above the rest. And it was absolutely when Lisa Keith goes like, I'm not going to sing her, but it's like, she goes like, do you remember why? Like the way she comes in, the way I described it was like, if a crystal could sing, that would be Lisa Keith's voice. The way, whether it's, on Criticize or that song, she just blesses those tracks. And then I was just thinking like, do you remember on Christmas? I love what Stevie said. Stevie said, it's the best song a New Edition never recorded. I love that song. And I think I played it like on repeat like 10 times. I'm going to embarrass myself, but I never heard that song until literally after like y'all two were like, Andrew, like, how have you not heard this album? I'm like, I don't know. I love Jam and Lewis. What the hell? So I listened to it and I was just blown away by that song. And it probably rocketed to like number 2 or 3 of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. Crazy after just 1 week of hearing it.
Fantastic. But it's Lisa Keith has something about her. There's something
Oh,
about
yes.
that reprise, that little 1 minute,
Yes.
14-second version.
Oh.
Or however it is. It's everything you want in a song. And I think you said it. It's like you want more. It's like
I want more.
the song, that
I
reprise
want
is
20 minutes.
it's yes, yeah. It's
How joyous as well. There's the track on here called "Thank You for a Good Year." It's very gospel, such a joyous. It's kind of like rising to the top. It's just got the real high joyous feel about it. I mean, I just think this album's so unsung. It's out
Big
there
time.
everywhere, but so unsung. Nobody really talks about it, you know. Probably because criticised, like you say, VJ. Year before the album was so big that year. It was the album of '87, wasn't it? You know, criticised. It was the Hearsay album. I think it was the
I
biggest
just wanted to
album.
acknowledge Colin really quick. Yeah, I had posted an old video of me singing "When Can I See You Again" by Babyface. So shout out to acknowledge that was fun. But anyway, it was from '99 actually, but close enough. All right.
Will we be getting another live rendition today of "When Can I See You Again"? Or have you prepared something else for everybody?
I have prepared something else for today. I have.
I don't know who Lisa Keith is. Did she ever come up with her own stuff, or was she signed to Jam and Lewis, or what was the?
Take it away, Pete.
She had an album on Perspective.
Okay, so she was part of Jam and Lewis. Okay,
it was a little later. The album came out later, so I think Lisa Keith, like when Jam and Lewis were doing stuff with Alexander O'Neill, Sherelle, SOS Band, she should have a New Edition.
Human League. Right after Human, she should have 80s. She should have come out in the 80s, not in the 90s.
Yeah, if she'd come out with some of that stuff, incredible. There is a song called "I'm in Love," and there's a version of "I'm in Love" called the Smooth Mix, and that is absolutely insane. I couldn't find it on YouTube. I was trying to share it in our group the other day, but I couldn't find it. So if you get a chance to listen to Lisa Keith's "I'm in Love" Smooth, if you don't know it, it is stunning. I mean, wow. Proper Jam and Lewis. A little later, the sound is different, but proper. It's fantastic.
Okay, she doesn't seem to be on social media. Okay, anyway, yes, I was. Sorrel had said to get in touch with the management to set up an interview with her, so I'll have to do that in the new year. But I know Vij has always talked about his Alexander Neil Christmas. What about you, Knight? What's your Christmas album?
Right. So I will say in 1990, Christmas of 1992 to 93, there was 2 albums I bought at the same time. The first one, this is a breadcrumb. The first one was Al B. Shore's Sexy Verses, right? No, it's 3. It was 3 albums. It was that one. It was High Fives, Keep It Going On. And then the third one was this cassette with, no surprise, 5 guys, and it's like a Christmas background, and they got these sequin blazers on. And yes, it was New Edition's Christmas album. I did not know it existed. Mind you, there's no internet back then, and I lived in the US, right? So I'm just digging into the crates, right? And the album opens up with a song that goes like this. And the craziest part about this is both Johnny and New Edition did this song. Here we go. I'm gonna break it down now. My voice cracks so well. People making lists, buying special gifts, taking time to be kind to one and all. It's that time of year when good friends are near, and you wish you could give more than just presents from a store. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Even the man who has everything would be so happy if you would give love on Christmas Day. What greater gift is there than love? And I done do one more thing. give love on Christmas Day. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Johnny, Ralph, too. Wanna give Andrew something I messed up on the live broadcast, but it's okay. Is there good love? I hate when I have it all planned out and then I just mess it up.
Yes.
Good, man.
Yes.
Well done, well done,
Yeah,
well
that was
done.
good, man. That was good. I've noticed on that on this podcast, your singing each week it gets a little bit better, doesn't it? You know, it's getting better and
I
better.
waited my whole life for that moment, man. Okay. Thank you, guys. No, but the New Edition album is really good. There's other songs on there, and I want to just keep it moving. We can pass it around the group, but I just wanted to get that one out there first. But there's other ones.
What about you, Stevie?
Well,
Christmas
I'm feeling all New Editioned out at the moment. All this New Edition. In fact, Matt, talk about New Edition. I found the Dragnet soundtrack yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Dragnet.
Nice.
It's got an amazing. I've hardly ever played that record. What a great record that is. But I will mention. Sorry.
Is it Rod Temperton track? Was that the Rod Temperton track?
No, that was Running Scared. He's talking about Helplessly in Love.
Helplessly in Love.
Yeah,
That was their first one with Jam and Lewis.
I actually saw that soundtrack as well, but I already had it. Otherwise, I bought it. But I will mention a record that did have a profound effect on me as a kid, and I think it did a lot of people as well. You couldn't ignore it because it ended up. It wasn't an R&B Christmas record. It went to #1 in the UK. It's stuck with a lot of people from that time to this day, I think, and it even gets a bit of criticism now. But I'm talking about the Band-Aid record from 1984.
Oh, yes.
Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yes.
And the reason I mention it is you'll never get a lineup. It was just the lineup itself in that studio room was just iconic. You got Paul Young, you got Sting, Jodie Watley, Bono, Banana Right, anyone who was a who's who in the music industry at the time. It was unheard of. They got them all in this room together, did that record and put it out as a charity record for, I mean, we all seen it, the images of what was going on in Ethiopia at the time of the starvation. And it was shocking. It was terrible. And there was just this, when it was put out there was this mad rush to just get aid and money as quickly as possible. And it's, I don't know, that stuck me to this day.
Well, it kept Wham! Last Christmas for #1. That's how.
Wow.
Yeah. And even that's an iconic Christmas. Wham!
It's
Last Christmas.
so iconic.
That is an icon.
Yeah.
Them two in that year. So I cannot mention. You know, we have to mention them records.
But also laid a foundation for USA for Africa.
I was just going to say, I remember I was watching the Netflix thing, and I think it was like Quincy's like, how this is Africa. How is like Europe going to beat us to the punch? like what the hell? But you're right. And, I was just thinking that the whole time. So it was really like kudos to the UK to like come through with that, for Africa before, like, again, Quincy's like, we're African Americans. What are we doing? So, but that was a beautiful moment, I think, for the world.
I think the one thing that I would say that the UK is big about Christmas #1. It's not a big deal in the US. No one tries to get the #1 song over Christmas. It's a massive thing here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So in the US, it was like.
Can I say something really quick? Because I learned about the concept of the Christmas episode, like from, I think it was Black Mirror. So apparently in the UK, is it true, like where it's like TV shows will have a Christmas episode, like the Doctor Who Christmas episode?
And they'll probably record it in the summer, or and then it's aired just on Christmas, like it's strictly the variety special. Any show it is, they'll do a Christmas episode, but they'll film it right in the middle of summer, something like that. It'll air on Christmas Day. But the Christmas #1, is almost like the crown jewel of being if you have a song. To get it to #1 over Christmas is considered a massive thing. So in 85, when the Do You Know It's Christmas came out and went to #1, it beat Wham's White Christmas, which I think subsequent years, and so songs like that would get back to #1, or there'll be a massive push in the drive. But so Christmas songs are massive out here. I mean, in the US, it's really Mariah's stuff that just keeps being recycled. but you'd see groups really planning towards releasing a song over Christmas. One song that I think is much better than Mariah's Christmas is Leona Lewis. What's her song? Leona Lewis's Christmas song.
Is it a cover version?
I don't know if it's covered. What's her Christmas? Oh goodness, Leona Lewis Christmas song is Leona Lewis. Let me see. Christmas song. It's One More Sleep. Yeah, One More Sleep. I think it's much better than Mariah's Last Christmas. I think vocally she's really up there. But that's the one that I really appreciate when she sings One More Sleep. But in the UK they roll out the old ones, whether it's the Wings, whether it's Paul McCartney, whether it's stuff that went out in the 70s, they'll wheel them all out.
The only rollout's that Slave record. It's the Slave one from the
I Wish It Would Be Christmas.
Oh my, that needs to just be binned off forever. That I never want to hear that record in my life again. So it's some really bad glam rock Christmas record. It's just shocking.
Yeah. No, but I think it's
DJ,
a novelty.
That Christmas Soul Train compilation.
No,
1997. It's got. You'd really be interested in this. It's got As Yet on it. Simone Hines, Ronald Isley, Rome, Immature, New Edition again. Johnny Gill all doing Christmas record. Brian McKnight, Luther Vandross.
I haven't heard of that.
Total Commitment, all doing special Christmas 90s Christmas record.
I think I've got a
Cliff Richard
sampler of that 6-track or 8-track sampler on vinyl for that. I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, it's a nice, good Christmas compilation. That
another one to check out. Sorry, Namdi, you were saying something. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go, sir.
There's an album called Jermaine Dupri Presents the 12 Soulful Nights of Christmas.
I think I remember. That wasn't up with the TLC. That wasn't up with that
Right.
one.
Was she on that one? Were they on that one? Maybe they were.
Well, I know the song, but I don't know if it was on the album.
Okay.
Sleigh Ride was good. And there's another one called what's it called? The Christmas album. It's called the Christmas album in 1999, which had Aaron and Damien Hall did a track called My First Noel.
Wow.
There's if we do a list, I'll share it later.
Yeah.
Daryl Pearson version of Silent Night. And for those that don't know Daryl Pearson was part of Swing Mod with Devante, and he was essentially Devante's sidekick. He was the right-hand man.
Okay.
He's done a fantastic rendition of Silent Night, which I really like. That's on that album, my Christmas album.
What did we make of Boyz II Men's A Christmas Interpretation album?
Loved it. Like, I actually have Share Love playing in my head right now, and the chorus kind of goes like, Christmas is a time to share. It's just like that album to me is a masterpiece of impeccable performance. And they were still young. Apparently they were recording that album like in 92, like right after like the whole
Motown Philly.
Yeah, like end of the road era. It was just like, and it was done quickly, Let It Snow is just like,
yeah.
I've never been in a bad mood when that song comes on. Like, you feel warm and optimistic. And there's just so many like, I think more could have come from that album. You're Not Alone. That song, Stockman wrote that. Damn, okay. I was about to say, like, that probably shouldn't have been a single, but I'm sorry, Stockman. It's a good song, don't be wrong. But there's better songs there, I think, than that one. But yeah.
Yeah. I must say that it was, so it came out in 93, so just when they're doing it, so it was such a good, so I have to give it up to Motown and the A&R that says, okay, we've rinsed Cooley High Harmony, we've redone it with End of the Road. Before we start recording 2, let's put out a Christmas album, which for a group that just released the debut album, it is not. You don't do that. You'd normally do, maybe a remix album, but you wait for the 5 albums down before you do a Christmas, because that's almost like a veteran move. But to get that Let It Snow with Brian McKnight, it was like, okay, this is fresh, this was new, and it helped them showcase their vocals, and even the album cover was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I've never seen that album. Did it come out in the UK? I've never seen it. I've never even heard it apart from Let It Snow.
No way. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
I need to get. I'll have to get a copy. I've never seen that album anywhere.
Oh, so good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Brian McKnight and Boyz II Men in that year sounds like such a magical combination. You just know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Let It Snow. It's on. Actually, Let It Snow's on this compilation.
Okay.
So we did include it with Brian McKnight on here. So that's the only one I know. And it's not the best song on it. It feels like that's probably
it was the best one, but it was played the most. But there are actually some other good ones, because it wasn't. I mean, they had two. They had the Silent Night intro
on it. Was there any like Dallas Austin like swingy Christmas?
No, it was all ballads. But I'm realizing I leaned Nathan Morris. It's almost like if you could call Sean Stockman Lennon and Morris McCartney, for example, like they had different styles, and they have a song called "Do They Know" on towards the end, and it's just such a beautiful song. Just
yeah. They pretty much wrote all their songs. It's almost like, okay, Sean, you write this one. Nathan, you write this one. Even Michael wrote Code December Nights with Sean. They all sort of wrote it, and then they produced it with Brian McKnight, and beautiful. Let me even see in the US it went double platinum.
Wow.
It went double platinum. It was a beautiful album. I mean, and it wasn't a covers album, apart from Silent Night.
I was just about to mention. So the only kind of
Night,
awkward moment for me personally is like the album starts like it's a little interlude, and then Silent Night's the last song, right? So like they start, so like I think like one of them goes Silent Night, other one Holy Night, and then I think Wani goes All Is Calm, and all of a sudden Faith goes All Is Bright. This is kind of like what? But then they come in together round and a whole harmony, and then the rest of the song is great. So that was the only kind of weird part. But no, Silent Night, Don't Sleep, like that acapella of that is amazing. Should have been a single.
Yeah. That's the thing with Christmas songs. Like I like it when it doesn't necessarily sound like a Christmas song, if that makes sense. So like, let's take Sleigh Ride by Alexander O'Neill. So in the beginning, he starts with ho, ho, ho. And then it's like got the jingle bells. And then it comes with the hard Jam and Lewis, intense, criticized type vibe. This is what I'm talking about. And does that make sense? Like when it's too Christmassy and it's too like la, la, and joyful, I feel like a bit of Grinch. That's what I was trying to tell you guys the other day. Because like sometimes,
can I say something, Beej, really quick? I have the same feeling towards, believe it or not, anything that's kind of like Christian or gospel music, right? I like it when it's a little bit more Trojan horsey. Like it's just almost like there's a group. This is such a tangent. I'll come back in a second. There's a group called Out of Eden, and in '95 they had a song called Goatees Groovin'. And you would think it's total, right? But it's like, no, it's actually like straight up Christian. So I know what you mean when it's not too on the nose, but it still kind of gets the message across. So that's that. Someone mentioned the Jackson 5 Christmas. Heck yeah, Santa's coming to town, Rudolph, and they do give love on Christmas Day as well. So I just wanted to like acknowledge that. And then one more before I shut the hell up is I just had to give love to Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. I don't know if that's a big song in the UK, but it certainly is in the US. So that's a standard, I would say.
Yeah, no, they do play that. Daryl Simmons from LA, LA and Babyface, but he came out with a Christmas album 2 years ago, and he was first going to get Johnny Gill and Shania, all these people that he's worked with in the past to record it. But then he realized that actually it's more drama getting the big names. So he got a lot of local Atlanta singers to record, and actually it was such a beautiful song album because it wasn't it was a songs around almost like love songs around, this Christmas is coming, we're going to get married, or remember what we did last Christmas, and things like that. And it was, Daryl doing his writing. Some songs he got Babyface to perform on it. But yes, it is hard to really get really good classic Christmas albums that you would think, okay, I can play this not just around Christmas, but I can play this from October onwards. Are there any other ones that you can think of, albums?
Any other? Sorry,
Any other Christmas albums that have?
One from a couple of ends of the spectrum. This is Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. It's a very funky James Brown style Christmas album. It's a very good listen. This come out a few years ago, and I've got this rather embarrassing one. We've all got those embarrassing records. We've got the old Justin Bieber, Under the Mistletoe. With old Justin. I don't know how I ended up with it, but it's it's got some good tracks on this.
You know exactly how you ended up with that.
Yeah, old Justin Bieber there. I mean, I'm sure P Diddy's got his Christmas album.
Oh no! All right,
with a bit of the old baby oil as well. You know what I mean? So.
Live Life 95 iffy, or Live Life 95y. Anyway, you made my year. You know who Out of Eden is? That is so dope. You have no idea. So thank you for that. One. Number two, this is where I should stop like self-deprecating myself. But that said, so Namdi, your question about albums you can just play, right? So the summer of 2020, it was 2020. Summer of 2020, I listened to Christmas Interpretation starting in like summertime. It was crazy, right?
Wow.
Right? But then fast forward, right? The Christmas before that, I was shopping last minute. It was Christmas Eve. I was in Target, I think. And I heard this song on the speaker and I'm like, who is this? It's a Christmas song. I hear like a tenor saxophone playing, or maybe it was soprano saxophone. And I'm like, I hear these voices and they sound Boyz II Men-ish, right? But I recognize one of the lead singers. And I was like, oh no, is that Justin? As in Timberlake, So anyway, there is a song called "All I Want for You is All I Want Is You this Christmas," and I listened to it, and it's actually good. And then I actually listened to the whole NSYNC Christmas album. I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you're thinking, but let me tell you, just give it a listen. You'd be surprised. They were really in their R&B bag. I mean, they were trying to sound like, but not even trying. They pulled it off. So I would say, here are the ones I would say. Listen to the first track. Listen to All I Want Is You This Christmas. And they actually have a really, really good a cappella version of Oh Holy Night. Like, oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining. But then towards the end, like JC comes in. He's just like, he's blowing. He's actually blowing. I know. It sounds
you're saying this. Everyone still, I Want It That Way, Backstreet Boys. So NSYNC we
were more soulful.
Yeah, we're still it's funny because we did make fun of them when they came, but actually after a while they grew on us. We appreciated their music. There's no one. Hot 95, Hot 97. Reposted the remake of the Backstreet Boys "I Want It That Way" video.
Oh wow,
that they've recreated. So it's like
okay.
Everybody they were cool with them, and we were cool with Bye 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 and the whole stuff. At first, yeah. So no, we knew they could sing, and Justin is, he crossed over afterwards. So they were, and I think there were two separate bands, and I think among. I can't generalize, but some of us had our preferences. Like, I was more of an NSYNC guy because I thought Backstreet Boys were a little too poppy, and I thought NSYNC were, they got Teddy and Tim, they got everyone to do remixes. So I actually rocked with NSYNC, and then later on I appreciated Backstreet Boys when they did that. I Want It That Way,
One last thing I'll say is I was just Sean Stockman on his podcast interviewed AJ McLean from Backstreet
Backstreet
Boys.
Boys, yeah.
And it was funny how on one hand I actually almost felt like AJ was trying to like establish cred, but then he actually was like, "You remember that song, Your Love is a 187?" Like AJ said that. It was just kind of funny because he was talking about how we looked up, which is actually it's really cool. He was like, "We looked up to you," and I believe it. Like Backstreet looked up to Boyz II Men. They were like, "We want to be like you guys." But he would also talk about all the other acts that were around. Like, so he knows his stuff. I think of the Whitehead Brothers. He actually said Whitehead Brothers. I was like, all right, okay, all right. You get that for that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Reed.
I was going to say, firstly, hi to Justin. I haven't seen you and heard your name in a minute, but I do think about you. So nice to see you on here. And Kev the chef as well. I was going to say, it's nice with these podcasts because we're all trying to share information as well. We're a family. So I want to say, thank you to Kelly VIP because you've just shared something about 10 minutes ago. Just wanted to say, I never knew that the Winans and R. Kelly did a Christmas song together. That to me, I cannot wait to listen to it. Whatever it is, I need to listen to that. I did not even know that. I mean, some of the best music that the Winans have done is with R. Kelly, other than some of the other stuff they did with Michael J. Powell and Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley stuff, obviously incredible. And Dayu Duwole, you said something about a Dean Phil Christmas track. I wondered if that Dean Phil Christmas track was done by Albie Shaw or Carl West because I didn't know that either. And I think I'm not into Christmas music so much, so I'm learning a lot as well. And Joaquin, you said Mint Condition did a song called Lonely Christmas. I love Mint Condition, and I didn't know they had a song called Lonely Christmas. So that's 3 songs. So thank you to you guys for sharing. I didn't know about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. Santa Steve, your knowledge is next level. Colin, yes, I sing I Want It That Way and All I Have to Give by Backstreet Boys. You know, you definitely can't knock them because they had full force doing production. So, even everyone, tell me you guys didn't rock Britney Spears at the same time.
I mean, I'll admit the only one I liked was it was only 2 songs. It was Lucky. That was later on. Like, anyways, Britney. I mean, no.
Was it Christiana?
Played for You. That was cool. But yeah. But no. But I was just gonna say, is this going to be one of those kind of like crowd participation podcasts? Because I feel like, I know Colin sings too. Not to call you out, Colin, because but I know you've been like supporting me, but I know you sing like professionally, right?
Yeah,
so,
he does.
Like, come on here, man. Like, if you want, if that's the program, and just rock with us for a little bit, if that's allowed or whatever. But yeah.
So I'm actually going to because we tend to do that at the end of the year. So yeah, any of you guys want to just come out and say and shout out this Christmas and anything like that for a few minutes? I've put the link in and I'm going to pin it so you can log on and we'll invite you in. Stevie, any other Christmas albums that you were a big fan of?
I think I've mentioned the ones that I mainly listen to. I think I did check out the Destiny's Child Christmas album. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, that was all right. What's that girl she's signed to? Is she signed to Blue Note or Verve? There's like a jazz female singer bought her Christmas album out as well recently. I forgot her name though. That's terrible, innit? I should have wrote it down. I forgot her name.
Luther had a good Christmas album, Luther Vandross.
That's some nice stuff on it.
Yeah, I remember getting that one. I think he's just one singer whose vocals that I just it's almost like butter when he sings. It just feels like it's like Luther sings and then everyone else joins in. It's just yes. So anything he does sing is just on another level. I do wonder when you think of a sing-off between Alexander O'Neal and Luther, is the music that helps Alexander? Because if he doesn't have Jam and Lewis, do you think he will be as prolific in his songs if Jam and Lewis weren't doing the production and writing?
We all know what happened after he wasn't recording for Taboo, and he went the independent route, and it didn't really. This was like from the mid-90s onwards, didn't really happen for him, did it? You know, he did put a few albums out after that, and they just sunk without trace, really, unfortunately. You know, I think even what was it, that fourth album he did that was on Taboo, I think it was around 93, which had some great stuff on it. That just didn't hit the spot, did it? That was I guess
the one that had The Morning After on it, or no?
Oh, it's the follow-up album. Okay. You've got to remember, a lot of those 80s soul crooners really struggled as they went into the 90s, didn't they? Your Freddie Jacksons, you know, all them suited soul crooners. Once they hit the 90s, you know,
that wasn't it anymore.
Time for him. It was a tough time.
Are you speaking of Samara Joy?
That's the one. Yes,
nice.
That is the lady. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And you guys are killing me today. Mint Condition had a Christmas album.
Yes, they did.
Oh, what is
the only album I don't have? It's the only Mint Condition. It's the only Mint Condition I never bought, but it's really good.
Oh my god,
very good.
This feels like a real. I'm having a slow moment. I cannot believe.
Yeah, jot it all down, VJ. Jot it all down. And
I am writing. You. This is like homework for me, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I was initially a big fan. I mean, this is going back, and this is before my time. But Nat King Cole's
yes,
Christmas album,
Chestnuts Roasting. I mean, that's just probably, it might be the greatest Christmas song of all time. That's just like, and I don't know how many people. I mean, people cover it, but to me, I'm just like, really, like some things just need to be left alone.
Yeah. And that's
that voice.
Here's a big one for you. You remember that Next record, Too Close, that come out in the late 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they get that from? That came from a Christmas record, didn't it?
Christmas rap.
Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Listen to Curtis Blow Christmas rapping. Okay.
Okay.
That's Curtis Blow, that, and he's doing probably one of the best Christmas rap records you'll ever hear. That.
Well, that of course, and of course, Christmas in Hollis. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that song is like all over Die Hard. So yeah, that song will live forever too. Anyway, also real quick, do you guys remember Silent Night by En Vogue? Remember that one?
Yeah, Silent Night.
It was like a New Jackie one. It was more dancey. It wasn't even a cover of Silent Night.
Very good record.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, was that a Christmas album by En Vogue? Or?
No, it was literally on their the remix EP. It was like 6 tracks.
Remix to Sing, and they had a song called Silent Night, the Happy Holidays mix, which is a Chucky Booker remix, which kills me. It is a killer. That is insane. And yeah, I was going to put that version of Silent Night or another version on the list, and I went for another version. But En Vogue Silent Night Happy Holidays mix is a killer. And Andrew, you just mentioned Die Hard. Seeing as we've got everybody on the podcast, and if anybody in the chat wants to answer this question as well, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? What is it?
I think
Bruce Willis in.
Yeah. Is it a Christmas movie?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Christmas song, which just sings about love during Christmas. It was, there was a Christmas office party. It was set around Christmas. I mean, you didn't need it. Do you want Santa Claus and elves to make it a Christmas movie?
Right.
Christmas in Hollis was in there, right? When he's listening in there,
it was
100%.
driver, all that. So
yeah.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it is. It was set. If anything set around that's focused around Christmas, plus it was all the themes were definitely around Christmas.
Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Yes,
Yeah,
right. The
Yeah.
first one. Mhm.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah, it's we kind of missed that. I think now Christmas movies are more like sap movies, like call it the whole like romance movies. Like we need to bring back like movies that happen to happen around Christmas that were actually just like dope and not just like a Hallmark movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Colin,
Go ahead.
Colin's not sure if it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, no, I think that you might think of people think about Elf or
All right.
yeah, as Christmas movies, or Home Alone. But then what about Home Alone? Why is Home Alone a Christmas movie? You know, there was no Father Christmas in there. It was, so what? There was no. What's the difference between Home Alone and Die Hard?
Yeah, the theme is there. I mean, there's a lot more Christmas carols and things like that in Home Alone. But then Die Hard, when he killed the bad guy, he did write "ho ho ho" on that.
Now I have a gun. Exactly.
He pulled out in the elevator floor, and he's not there, and it says "ho ho ho." So yeah, that's Christmas.
Yeah. Any highlights of this year, guys? I mean, if, and I know we're talking about Christmas, but thinking back at thinking back of this past year, as any highlights of whether it's a concert? I mean, you guys you guys went to New Jersey to see the Uptown
That was
Def Jam and
Bells.
Untouchables thing. But any other things that you would say would make some of your highlights for 2025, and even some of the episodes of the album that we reviewed and stuff. Anything?
I've got quite a few. I've had a, for a change, I had a good year. I've had a really good year and it started in March for me, where my good friend New Jack Neal invited me down to the H-Town gig with Little G of Silk, and I said to him, mate, you're taking me all the way down to London for 4 hours of ballads. How can you do that to me? 4 hours of ballads. I thought I'd be sleeping all the way through the gig, but no, after a few cheers and beers, and a doctor, and the old Dr. Legs, you know what I mean? The old eggs, the old Dr. Legs. I was very happy, you know what I mean? And then we went to a New Jack in Birmingham in April. That was in April. New Jack in April. And shortly after that, I met up with this guy here, VJ, who'd not seen for many, many years. We had a little lunch in Manchester, and we plotted this trip to New York, which I couldn't quite believe we actually pulled off. It was on a Tuesday afternoon in an office in Manchester in work, thinking, I'm on a plane tomorrow to New York. Is this really happening? Next thing you know, it was like the Doctor Who TARDIS had transported me from work on the Tuesday afternoon into Midtown Manhattan the following day, and I'm like, what is going on? And then by the following Wednesday, I'm back in work going, did all that just happen? Did all that experience just happen? So yeah, I've had a good year. And then it happened again. We went out of London. We had a little surge in London, didn't we, VJ? Around the shops and that, and
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, when we did meet up, as well.
Yeah.
We all met up together. It's just a lot of highlights this year. A lot of highlights.
Benton said for him was Stevie Wonder live in Manchester. V, weren't you supposed to go to that, or did you go?
I had incredible tickets for Stevie Wonder in Hyde Park, and I was unable to go. I'm not going to get into it why I was unable. That is one of my lower points of the year, having those specific tickets and not being able to go to see Stevie Wonder. But I had loads of highlights. I mean, Ezekiel and Colin, they're mocking my football team, and every right to do that right now. But
and out.
Also happened this year. We won the Europa League. I was at a parade with 200,000 Spurs fans, and it was incredible. And I've never been to a parade for Spurs in my life, and that was a really great day. I loved it so much. Going to New York, meeting up with you guys, meeting you, Namdi, in Greenwich was lovely. Great.
Yes.
The concert in New York was very special. I thought that was a very special experience, and all the bits around that. I've done a fair bit of traveling this year, so that's been good. I've bought more music, which is always brings the joy to my face and my life. Yeah, lots of things, lots of nice things, some nice shows. What else? Yeah, it's been a good year. It's been a good year, mostly.
Well, I guess I'll continue. I was about to jump back in, but now it's just like I just got to do this with this background, and I'll reboot it. I think for me, the biggest highlight for me naturally is I got engaged. I left the world of singlehood and I got engaged to someone that I've known. Actually, I went to senior prom with her back in 1994. You know, and we hadn't seen each other in like 30 years. Neither of us got married. Neither of us had kids, so we still look, I think, pretty good. And we're gonna get married next year. So this year we got engaged. And she says hi to you guys, by the way. She made it a point to tell me to tell you to say hello. But beyond that, I mean, just like, yes, getting together with thanks, Colin. Getting together with you fellas for the first time since 2006 in person, like all three of us, nuts. And there's just so many other things, but I would say those are my top two, bar none. So it's been a good year.
And that was that you mentioned the three of us. I think there was a moment in New York, right, where, and it's like, and Namdi is like meeting you, like Stevie, you said something about this being our first Christmas. We were all connected last Christmas, but I think this feels like our first Christmas because I feel like I'm really getting to know you, Namdi, and reconnecting all the way we have. It's been beautiful. But there was a moment in New York where, Stevie, you insisted that we go to the Statue of Liberty, and it ended up being such a beautiful thing. And that there's a picture of the three of us, and you got the Statue of Liberty in the background, very touristy, but there was so much joy in that moment. And
that's the moment I wanted. We got it. We got it. You know what I mean?
So beautiful.
It's an iconic moment.
Yeah.
Iconic moment.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
great.
what I mean? What about you, Namdi? How would you sum up your year?
Oh goodness. Yeah, I mean it's oh wow, Andrew just disappeared. Yeah, no, it was a busy year for me because he came and he went and he will come back again. Yes, busy year, changing jobs, having to, because my wife's has been out of the country since February, so having to work and parent for the past 11 months has been a challenge. But in the midst of that, it has been it's been fun. And I think also I try to step back from doing too many interviews, but then that meant doing a lot of the podcasting, which I prefer, because this is the only time I do have a voice. So when we're reviewing an album and talking about it, I can have a voice. When I'm interviewing, a guest could tell me that they invented hip hop, and I would just say, "Wow, okay." I don't debate. I don't say you're crazy. No, that's not. It's because that's not my place. I let the viewers say things like that. So yes.
What about all them Brandy fans you upset recently, now? Your 6 out of 10 review.
Yeah, a full moon. But also, I think my biggest thing was I after more than 20 years, I went to the States to see my my two brothers, my in Oregon, in Portland. That was in March, and we spent 2 weeks. And so hopefully this coming summer we can go. I'll go back to LA. I haven't been to LA since I left. So and do stuff like that. So yes. But yeah, it's been and I was, believe it or not, and people won't believe it, but this time last year I was ready to retire from halftime chat. I was ready. I was like, yeah, I was I think I was ready just to give it all up, and I just was chilled about it. Like, okay, it's been a nice run, 5 years. And then I just got a different wind in the new year that just says, "Come on, just you can go again." But because because it was quite a lot to be able to do this. But then I think, and one of the biggest things I would say that has really happened is that I've had to learn over the past years or two not to feel pressure when you have, it used to be Tank, it used to be Questlove, and I'm like, okay, sometimes we're getting the same guest, but I'm like, well, he's on the Tonight Show, and he's from the Roots, and he can just call Mariah Carey up and says, "Come on the show," and I'm like, damn, how am I competing with that? And that was pressure. And then when R&B Money came out, I'm like, they were the same kind of guests were coming on, and I'm like, well, these are. And then Sean started his stuff, and I think, my goodness. And so there was a self pressure that how am I competing with these guys, because they can call anyone up. But I had to learn to stay in the lane that I had, and I had to learn that actually what I do is completely different.
Yes.
And I do learn from a lot of these guys, but we're completely different. And so that has been the learning along the way.
And do you know what you have, Namdu, that none of them have? And that's you've provided a voice for the fans with this podcast on your channel. You connect with the fans, you give them a voice as well. Whereas they might, like you say, get Mariah Carey and those big A-list artists on. There's always that separation between them and the fans. They can't quite get that connection. But here, you've provided a vessel for the fans to communicate as well. And
good call, you Colin, as well. And it's also a UK perspective as well, and that is something different as well. It's a more global perspective than just from the US. There's something magical, I think, about just really finding yourself and understanding who you are and what you bring to the table, because no one else can be you. And it's not even being narcissistic at all. It's just about being comfortable in your own skin and not trying to compete with anyone else. Just do you. And if anything, they get inspired by you, you get inspired by them, and everybody wins. So to me, that's the key. And I'm glad that you decided not to. I understand that feeling, trust me, but no, it's a blessing that you're still here, and I hope that. And I think just from the comments in the group, there are a lot of people are saying, a couple of people said their highlight was finding this show. So to me, you just spread love, man. Just like the Boyz II Men song on Christmas Interpretation, spread love, and it's a beautiful thing. Amen.
I mean, and on top of that, you're bringing some younger talent through. I mean, we've got a Day Lane recently came to Halftime Chat. As I kept saying, Namdi, she's going to go on to do big things. And she, you will always say, you can always look back and say, that's where she started on here first. You know what I mean? You launched the Day Lane. I mean, we've got Lorena from Total R&B Podcast, and hopefully, really hope in the new year her podcast starts to take off, because I think she deserves a bit of shine. So, and I think the guests that you've got on as well and brought on, I think that's really, it's becoming a little family. It's that family tree spreading very slowly out there, and I think that's going to continue. I obviously, my only concerns going into the new year, if we're still here a year on, will AI have taken over? Will we do every big album that we could possibly do? Will it have peaked by then? Who knows? But we just got to keep going week by week, as long as we can, and see where it leads.
Yeah, Big Mike is here, and I think one of the things that that I had to appreciate was that learning to be very careful what I say, because last week we were doing the Mary's Share My World, and then Rodney just joined in and says, "Hey man, guys, I'm here," and he just said, "Hey guys, I'm watching," and I'm like, "Okay, come on in." And I've had Terry Lewis as well join, not come in, but comment while live and stuff, and it hit me that actually sometimes you don't know the impact, you don't know who's watching, you don't know as you know, and this is one thing I'll be sure did say before he did come on, was the fact that I was the only person who doesn't go in for the dirt. It was always about, and that's the whole thing, is that we just celebrate. And that's why I tell some people who take my content, I say, guys, look, you've got to show the whole thing, because anything in isolation could put people, and on Instagram, I'm very careful that I don't cut up stuff that makes it look as if we're somebody saying something bad about something. But when you take it in the whole context, then you can understand that actually it was, from a healthy place, and it was just like, yeah, I made a mistake here, no big deal. So that is something that I just always want to continue doing, is just continue spreading, being positive, and making this place a place where we can celebrate every type of artist and stuff.
And the thing with what you do, Namdi, is you go into quite a lot of detail, and it's like there's some people that you've interviewed that may not have got as much love in recent years as they used to get. So you are giving them love. You're showing them that they are valued, and that is massive, man. And you do it in such a endearing way. And you shouldn't stop unless you need to stop. As long as Stevie said, do this as long as you can, and yeah, you've got to do this. You should do this as long as you can. You're very good, man.
Yeah. Okay. So we shift subjects now. So all this love is great, but guys, it's really, yeah, it's really about it's. I think, as I said, from the fact that we're doing this podcast, from the fact that people come on and talk about their lives, but the thing I enjoy is the fact that we are. The person, this is a G. Yeah, everyone will probably know that there's only one person that I don't give any love to, and this is the only person that I Gene Griffith, that I'm like, yeah, he's the only person. If anyone hasn't watched Jacked, oh goodness, you'd feel the same way I do once you listen to the excellent produced docuseries Jacked. I've even lost my thought now, but anyway, it is all about it. Is, I mean, what I enjoy doing is actually go through an album, listening to it, because I hadn't listened to. Sometimes I don't listen to some of these albums in a long time, and then you just listen to them, and it's like, okay, I didn't really hear this song. Like I hadn't really listened to Full Moon before, really, one or two songs, or Aaliyah's One in a Million. So it's like you listen to them, and it's like, or even Pebbles.
Oh yeah.
I only heard a few of her songs. And so all of a sudden, when we had to prepare for the episode and then go back and listen, it's like, wow, what did I miss? And so I'm appreciating the catalog. Yeah.
We've all discovered some gems that we just didn't check out back then. That's been a great experience as well, I think.
Yeah.
Can I say something strange? Like the list I've done for this particular podcast, Pebbles is in this list somehow. I'll explain it. If I get to read this list out, you'll hear why Pebbles is on my list somehow. So she gets it. She's been quite involved in a lot of things, man. She's a very talented artist.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, we'll get your list very soon, and I think that's the one person that I'm hopeful that, because even Darnell Jones, when I just look back at his interview, and he said that he auditioned for Pebbles and L.A. Reid, and they both appreciated him, and he got signed. Tony Rich, Tim and Bob. So there's a lot of people who talk about Pebbles from behind the scenes that, but she gets known for TLC, and that seems to have tainted her legacy and stuff like that. Yes. Colin said he had to listen to Share My World again in Christopher Williams' album because of you. Christopher Williams, what are you guys thinking about Christopher Williams' comeback? He's almost as if he's just come out of the ashes and he's mainstream now.
Well, he's working with some great producers, some great writers. So I think that's a great start. And the music that I've heard so far, it seems promising. So yeah, looking forward to it, because he certainly has the voice. He's always had the voice. That's never, ever, ever been in question. So to have him back again, it's great. Looking forward to it, genuinely.
What about Blackstreet and their new label deal? Are you hopeful for some good music from them in 2026? Okay.
Golden.
The thing is, with them, it's like, I think it's hard because Blackstreet is the voices and it's the production by Teddy Riley. Now, if Teddy Riley is not producing it, it takes away from the project.
So there's a sentimental thing about, it's like Janet. Is it Janet without Jim and Terry doing anything, or would we see? Is it it's like that, or?
I do think it's like that, or like Miss, like
Timberland without Missy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that
Missy
was what I was trying to
Timberland,
think of. Exactly. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it could be good. I mean, like if they're working with J Hot,
yeah, he's pretty good.
Great producer. I'm sure they'll be working with Spragg, and between Spragg and J Hot, they'll come up with some great tracks. But it's not the same, and it's like what Teddy did with this Guy 2.0. It's all very odd. I don't understand it. Can you have Guy without Aaron and without having all three of them together? I don't know. It's
well, I think in the new year we're about to find out. These questions will be answered. We'll just sit back and let's see what happens.
And somebody said to me this week that Damian Hall was going to work with Blackstreet. I don't know what that's about. I mean, I don't know. That's just a rumor. Leave it at that. If something comes out of that, we'll see. Because I think Chauncey and Damian both live in Atlanta now. They're both in Atlanta.
Yeah,
So who knows?
Well, Chauncey was signed to Damien back in the day.
Yes, yeah, he was. Of course.
Yeah, he was signed to. But I think it could be a case of going on tour, maybe doing some shows together, maybe doing some, because he maybe doing some stuff together. I think there's quite a lot of backlash to the Guy 2.0. So if you notice Teddy's marketing now, it's Teddy Riley and Friends becomes more prominent, and then it's like featuring. They'll have Rex and Effect, Blackstreet, and Guy 2.0, but it feels as if they've gone to the music of Guy and Blackstreet and Michael Jackson and Rex and Effect and today. But Teddy Riley and Friends seems to be the more prominent thing. Babyface looked at Bruno Mars and says, "Oh, I like what you're doing," and he sort of almost reinvented his show based on what Bruno Mars was doing with the hooligans, you know, singing his songs that he wrote and getting people to dance and do the whole Bruno Mars hooligans.
I saw that show in Vegas.
How was it?
It was amazing. You know, it was like, I'm glad I live here. It was such a good show. It really was. Yeah, he had like this.
Is it the Bruno Mars one or the Babyface one?
It was Babyface. Yeah, Babyface with like three other dudes singing background. Johnny even came out like to do My himself, and then but it was just like it was a very good like celebration of like Babyface. Like if you didn't know, I mean obviously I knew, but if you didn't know like who Babyface was by the end of that show, you knew who Babyface was. Like there were so many tracks, and it wasn't even all of them, but it was just like hit after hit after hit after hit. And some of the dudes, and there was choreography. I mean, he's a little stiff, but he's always been stiff. It's not his age; it's just he's always been a little stiff. But the other dudes are just like just doing their thing. So yeah. I just wanted to like co-sign what you were saying.
Have you seen Bruno Mars though when he was in Vegas? Did you?
Not yet. And believe it or not, I know his tickets are like $800. I'm exaggerating, but like they're not cheap. But I will.
Oh, wow.
Okay, list. I love Bruno Mars. I mean, ever since that it was a 24 Karat. Yeah, that album was like wow. Like 2016, he killed it. So respect.
And so his show is very much he's got the hooligans who would be almost like a group kind of situation.
Yes,
and I think Babyface saw that, and I've seen footage of Babyface, and it's very much in that line, but it works.
It works.
It definitely works, and I think that's what I would have hoped for Teddy, where you play your hits, and you get people singing some of those hits, and it focuses on you and what you've done. And I think that would have worked better, just on a personal level, if you didn't want to work with Aaron and Damon. Understandable, but I think you've got very devoted fans across generations from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s that would not appreciate reinventing the group. And people might say, well, the Temptations, only Otis is left. But they stayed in their lane, and they would get, it was gradually people left and joined and stuff like that. I don't know any other group. Tony, okay, but when now Dwayne has passed, I don't think the two of them are touring like that. The guys are still touring like that. Shy is probably another one where it's only two original members from
112 is the same thing too. And to me, it's just depressing. It's like, don't do that. The way I would do it, honestly, is like, if I was Teddy, right, I would do it where it's a Teddy Riley experience, whatever, have just some really talented people. And what I would hope for is some of these talented young guns actually blow up on their own and, become bigger names or whatever. But that still gives me respect, because me personally, whenever I watch a Digital Underground performance and I see Tupac in there, I go, wow, like Shock G was a visionary for being able to see Tupac, have Tupac doing his background dancing, whatever, and then he became Tupac, right? To me, that's the way to do it, not to like try to like make your new young guns anonymized by calling them the new version of what they're singing. Like, just, Dr. Dre got love for birthing Eminem, and Eminem got love for birthing 50. To me, there's a way to win by putting people on and not trying to like make them just karaoke stand-ins for your legacy. That was a really mean way of saying it, but I feel like by calling somebody Guy 2.0, but they have their own identity, why would you smother them like that? Let them
that's it. That's the point, because like, you're coming out with new music, come out with a new brand, come out with great new music, because if Teddy wants to come out with great music, he's going to come out with great music. And all of those vocalists in this new group that he's got, I even struggle saying Guy 2.0. I feel like I'm cheating on a girlfriend or something. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like, he can do it, but do it as starting afresh, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. As I said, we're all saying this respectfully. We were saying this respectfully. No.
Of course, respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because I think it's I think it hits hardcore fans really hard. Just thinking, we and I always never wanted Teddy to be part of a group. I always thought he should have done what Babyface was doing, or even Jimmy Terry. Just be your own, let it feature other people, and grow your brand bigger that way. So we'll wait to see. He's promoting his autobiography. I think it's in February, so he'll be pressed on that, and he's doing some tour dates. We'll see how that's going to go. No, the Boyz Mind tour did not come to the UK. Andrew, did you watch it? The Boyz Mind tour.
I
went into. It's okay.
No.
Okay. Because I thought, being out in Vegas, everything was shown by it, and you just stopped. But
I'm not even sure they even came to Vegas, to be honest. Let me look. Hold on. I don't think they did.
I mean, would you guys have gone if they came to London? Would you guys go to see Brandy and Monica, VJ or Steve?
I would like to go to the show. I think it would be a good show to go.
Oh, they totally did. November 7th. Oh, well.
They came and went, so you missed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think the intention would be there to go to see that show. But my intention was also to go to see this Toni Braxton, Boyz II Men, Joe gig.
Okay.
I just, the timing was wrong for me. I just couldn't do it, so I couldn't go.
Yeah. Robert from Manchester. Stevie, do you know Robert? Robert Ellis?
I think I do, but he does. How you doing, Robert? Also, a big shout to Jez. I know Jez Miley's been commenting from Manchester as well. Good to see Manchester in the house tonight, as always.
Manchester. Well, Vijay, do you want to go with your list? Let's hear your Christmas list that you compiled, and we'll see if anyone had any of those songs on their list. But also, guys, I have put in the link. It's pinned up there. I'll do it again. Colin and you guys, if you do want to come on in to say a quick hello. But Vijay, go ahead.
So, number 10, it's a Casey and JoJo track. It's called In Love at Christmas. It's from 1998. It was off Jermaine Dupri Presents 12 Soulful Nights of Christmas, produced by Rory Bennett, Jojo Haley. Very good. That album, if you haven't heard it, it's pretty good. It's got some cuts by Kenny Lattimore, Escape, Shaka Khan, Faith Evans, Brian McKnight, Samia, Gerald Levert, a few others. Very cool. Number 9, I put Freddie Jackson, Christmas Forever, Paul Lawrence production. It was on his greatest hits from 1993. And it was Paul Lawrence, who's known for his 80s stuff with Kashif, etc. But this is more like New Jack kind of vibe. So it's kind of updated Paul Lawrence production, but very good. This is my latest inclusion. It was a Glenn Lewis track, mid-tempo, called I'll Be Home for Christmas, done in 2023, produced by a guy called Eddie. It's from his This Christmas with Glenn Lewis album. Number 7, I put Sounds of Blackness, Soul Holidays, off The Night Before Christmas, which has some obvious...
Great track. Great track. Great track.
And, you know, when I talk about samples, I realize how much certain samples are used. When I read these 3 out, I've mentioned these maybe 10 times on this podcast alone, at least. So on that track, you had the Payback from 1973, James Brown. You had the Honey Dippers in Preach the President, 1973, and James Brown, Funky President, People It's Bad from 74. And obviously, that track from 1992 was produced by Jam and Lewis, Lance Alexander, and Prof T from Low Key. Number 6, I was going to go with the En Vogue track, which is remixed by Chucky Booker. I went for another version of Silent Night, but I feel really bad because I've been listening to that En Vogue version a lot this week. Daryl Day Pearson, Silent Night off my Christmas album from 1999. That album you guys should check out. It's got tracks by Aaron Hall and Damian Hall. Rasan Paxton's got a brilliant track on there. Casey and JoJo, Patti LaBelle, Mary J. Blige, Jesse Powell, Shantae Moore, Gladys Knight. Brilliant track, 1999. Number 5, this is where this track is produced. This is where Pebbles comes in. This track is co-produced by Pebbles, produced by Organized Noise, and it is, of course, TLC's Sleigh Ride from Home Alone Christmas. Very, very good. I love that song. It's such a good song. Organized Noise really do such a phenomenal job, and the TLC ladies sound phenomenal on that. Number 4, you've all heard this song. Everybody on this podcast most likely knows this one. It's Boyz II Men, Let It Snow, and it's such a good song. It's very, very good. Off Christmas Interpretations. It's sampled in 6 songs and covered in 2. Number 3, Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis, very special Christmas. Contains 4 samples, and Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I just had to say that. Jussie came a little late to the. So you were asking about My Gift to You. So my number 2 track is off Alexander O'Neal's My Gift to You album. It's Our First Christmas. It's sampled in 2 songs. It's a very lush Jam and Lewis production, phenomenal track. But my number 1 is also off My Gift to You, and it's a song I love this time of year, just so that I can listen to this song and I can reflect on my year. It's Thank You for a Good Year, and it is so good. I just feel so good when I listen to it, because if I've had a bad year or an okay year, I try and focus on all the good things I've had that year. So Thank You for a Good Year by Alexander O'Neal takes me to a very good place, a happy place, and I like that. Honorable mention off that album, Remember Why It's Christmas Reprise, Sleigh Ride, Little Drummer Boy, all done by Jam and Lewis. But Andrew, rightly so, reminded all of us, the four of us anyway, about the Lisa Keith vocals on what was that track? Remember Why It's Christmas, the reprise. That's my list. That's it.
Wow.
Solid.
Definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. Steve, did you have one?
I'm just going to mention this album. I mean, on a more somber note, I mean, this year we've had some incredible losses as well, artist wise. I mean, it'll be remembered for that as well. Losing D'Angelo and Angie Stone in the same year, I can't get my head around that. It's just Roy Ayers. You know, we lost quite a few, didn't we? You know, it was a bad year for losses, really. I think Gwen McRae. Yeah, it was a bad year for that. Seemed to be a 3-month period where it was like one was going after the other, and you're like, please just stop, stop.
Yeah,
Part of life, though, isn't it? It's part of life,
Definitely. So Andrew, what about you?
So this song I discovered later on was actually also done by Sheena Easton, and I've heard her version. So I didn't know that she had done this, but it's another New Edition song. It was actually, I think, the single when the album came out. And I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, but there's falsetto. So here we go. This could be terrible. And if it's bad, you can make fun of me. I'll understand. So the chorus, or actually the lipped Ricky Bell, he kind of goes, when Santa's flying in his magic sleigh. Here we go. Goes all around the world in just one day. Boom, boom. Then from the North Pole to the southern tip, he makes his trip with gifts to give away. Then Ralph comes in and goes, and hear him say, and then Ricky, it's Christmas all over the world tonight. But it's Christmas all over the world. And then Ralph goes, all my life I tried to do what's right. And that's too long. Anyway, Christmas all over the world, New Edition. And that's it. I just want to rep New Edition. Happy holidays for you. Happy holidays to you. All I want for Christmas is my girl. And then there's singing Merry Christmas at the end of the album. So it's my album. I'll shout out Jackson 5. I'm not looking at the camera because I'm all embarrassed now. But anyway, I just wanted to represent for my love for Boyz II Men, New Edition, Jackson 5, and as I said earlier, NSYNC. Those are the 4 albums. I absolutely do that, Dave. Totally.
Robert, no, Joyce died 20. Pardon?
Was it a while back? She died a while back, right?
I think it was. I think it was maybe not last year, the year before. And I interviewed her 3 months before she passed. Just 3 months before she passed. Joyce Sims, coming into my world and come into my life, and you are my all in all. Yes. So it's just all that talent and stuff. But as I said, like you guys, I would say that it is good to see. I don't understand why New Edition have not been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's good to see that they've been given love. If you think about how bad it was when they had to sign with Bad Boy, and that's them at the lowest when they did that Home Again album, and they should have just been gone on to another level, and it just crumbled, and they had to sign with Bad Boy. He put out half the great songs didn't make the list at the album, and rubbish ones did come out. It was just it was such a bad move, and just to see them go through so much adversity, Bobby's health and everything, and now look at them, third major concert in 5 years. definitely going to sell out. Actually, I'm saying third. They did the residency and stuff.
That's right before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just to see what's
Been
just
busy.
to see how they've just been shining after all those heartaches and stuff like that. I remember when I moved to LA in '99, and being up in a Century Club and seeing Ricky Bell just hanging around, just trying to talk, just on his own. He was going through his drug problems, and just when you don't have a deal, you don't have anything. And I'm like, oh, that guy was that guy from New Edition. It was almost like I ain't gonna talk to him. I was like, because he was, it was 3 years. It was just about 3 years after they'd done their Home Again stuff, and the tours didn't finish, and they must have thought this is it, nothing. But just to see how they've just come back and sorted out their business, it's they're definitely are a legacy, and I'm glad that they got the right type of management to really support, push them forward and stuff.
And the blessing that Brooke is, I mean, that guy, he really is like the glue of that whole group, and he cannot be a young dude. So it's a blessing he's still around. And somebody asked, Joseph, Jose Perry. No, it's Joseph. Sorry,
Joseph, yeah.
Perry had asked Johnny Gill versus Annie's "Give Love on Christmas Day," and I like to think I'm an objective person. So even though I personally listen to the New Edition one, like, come on, like, there's just no competition. I mean, Johnny killed it. So, it's JG all day. I mean, come on. But I still prefer New Edition. But no, JG, he killed it. It's almost not even fair. And he did that at the same age. Like, I think he did that like 85, 86 too, I think. So it's crazy that he came in with that voice, that grown man voice, while there's like, people me, and he's like, I can't do Johnny. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he just came in like that. That's just crazy, man.
Goodness. Are you going to see them next month?
Man, I would say probably, as in, like, because I'll probably see them twice. It's crazy, but I've seen them twice when they're on tour. Like, I saw them in New York and then Detroit for New Ed 617. Shout out again. Saw them, I think, no, actually, I only saw them in Miami once when Beach was in town. But I'll probably see them twice again when we in Vegas, and then if we make it happen as a group, Namdi, it'd be dope if you could come too.
Yes, please. Namdi's got to come, man. We're gonna drag his ass out there
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I mean, it would be interesting just to be able to see them at this mature level and stuff. I don't know. I saw the Home Again tour with Bobby at his craziest and stuff like that.
So jealous.
And just seeing Bobby just, and I think the thing I would always say about the Home Again tour was the fact that it opened up with 702. Of course, it was like, okay. And then Keith was supposed to be on the show, but he was off sick. So it was 702, then went to Blackstreet. And that was like my main group to see Teddy live and see them. And, and then when New Edition comes out, I'm like, why do they even need any opening acts? I mean, they could have just done it. You've got three groups, no, was this four? Johnny, Ralph, BBD, and Bobby. And then they come do their stuff. They do the pre-Johnny stuff. Then they do the individual stuff, and then they do the Home Again stuff. And it was just like electric. And this was luckily I caught Bobby before he went Bobby missed some of the shows. But yeah, that was just an awesome time. But the fact that they're still doing it now, it's just amazing. I wonder if Bobby didn't have any health issues, if he could have kept up with Ronnie and Ralph.
Dancing wise
and performance wise.
Bobby was incredible, though, man. As a dancer back in the day, that boy was incredible.
Yeah,
he was a very talented dancer.
Talented showman. Period. I mean, when you even watch the Home Again tour, that's why I'm jealous. Like, I didn't see that one, but like he's electric on that stage. And when that one copy of the concert where they do "I'm Still in Love with You." I'm sorry, Steve. I know we're new editioning it out, so I'm gonna reel it in a second. But like that one when they do "I'm Still in Love" and Bobby fills in for Ricky. So you're seeing Bobby and Ralph do that song. I wish it was in higher resolution because you could just tell Bobby is doing his showmanship just on a ballad. Like he can make anything unboring. That was Bobby's gift.
Yeah, definitely. In 2026, we are opening it up with Albie Shaw's Sexy Verses album. That would be our first edition of the New Jack Swing podcast in 2026. Hopefully, I can get Albie Shaw to give us his top 10 songs off of that album. Because that would definitely be one too. Because it was a good call, and then we will probably start doing some other stuff in 2026 as well. But I would say that it has been. I still remember when Steve got in touch and said, "Hey, VJ and Andrew from NGS3, you know, it would be cool if we all can connect and do a show." And I think it was you had your whole crew coming on because there was lots of reminiscing about how the forum started and how things have been, and to see how it has blossomed where we are, looking at albums and really celebrating the music in a different way. That is definitely going to be that's definitely been a major highlight, to be able to focus on some of those great albums and stuff like that.
Blessing. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be with you guys, man. Honestly, it's a blessing. It's really a joy, man.
It's given me life straight up. Like a plant that got watered. I'm just So yes, that's all I'll say about that. Thank you.
Yeah, but you've got your community of people who remember. You know, Stevie talks a lot about the forum, the reviews and stuff like that, and to introduce a new audience to some of the things that you guys did and are still doing, and hopefully still going to be able to revitalize, you know, the brand and the shows and the stuff. You know, who knows? Yes.
We will do a party next year. That's for sure. We'll do a party in London. So however we work that, we will definitely do an NJS Forever themed party. And anybody that's been to those parties will know that New Jack Swing is the main diet. Anything else, just like snacks. So if there's a bit of hip hop, that's a snack. It's an hors d'oeuvre. But 80% of the music is New Jack Swing. Anyway, sorry.
Break out your Bengay, break out your ibuprofen. You know. Exactly. We'll do it early. Like we'll end at like 11. Like
No, but that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people say they want a daytime
day party. Exactly.
Whatever works.
Yeah. Okay. So for next week Sunday, it's Lorena and a day. Stevie and I are doing a total countdown. On the 4th, Jackie McGee is either going to bankrupt my channel or not, when she has pushed us to do the 12 play album review. I have asked the guys if we could do a R. Kelly versus Mary J. Blige in the new year. So I'm hoping that we could get that sorted. But that would be one for us to debate. I think the only person
on one condition, we do R. Kelly and Public Announcement's first album as a review at one point. That on its own is a a New Jack masterpiece. That album for me, I've got to do that album.
Because go ahead, VJ.
If we can do it, like, if we can just focus on the music.
Yeah. It's always the music.
That's all it'll be. That's all
it's always the music.
It's about the music. I mean,
it's always music. And I always say that Mary is such a cultural icon that anything she puts out, people would just say, "Yeah, Mary, great." and I thought the only person musically from the '90s who could heavyweight was either Jodeci or R. Kelly musically. That people will look into. So that was where I just thought musically, when you go for, because it's, you know, as bad, I haven't watched the Diddy documentary, but any guest that I have who's worked with him, they don't call him Diddy. They all call him Puff, because that's almost saying we worked with Puff in the studio. So no one, the only people that call him Diddy are the people who knew him from the parties and the other side. But even Rodney last week was saying, yeah, Puff came around. So then you can see that they're always talking about the music side, so they can separate. And that's what we always want to do. Is like, we're listening to albums that came out in the '90s. What did it do to us? How did it impact us? And what was the mood like? How did they dominate? You know. There is going to be Age Ain't Nothing But a Number versus Brandy's debut album. That is something that was picked up by Lorena. Yeah, but so those episodes are coming. But we will go offline and start thinking about some of the New Jack albums that we'll start to review in the New Year's. But as always, guys, we appreciate every single one of you who take part, because this show is live. So it means every comment that you put through, apart from the ones that insult Stevie, we try and put them offline. But every comment you guys put through, we listen, we watch, we it adds to the whole variety, and we appreciate you. We wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't part of it. So final words, I'll let each of you say your final words. I'll start with you, Vij.
Just thank you for a good year, and wishing you all happy holidays. Merry Christmas if that's appropriate for you. And just have a good one, and we will see you next year. And thank you all for being here. It's been a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun on this show, and you guys are the reason why we have so much fun. So thank you.
Well said. Andrew.
Yeah, ditto to everything VJ said, and looking forward to seeing what comes of the new year. Thank you, grateful, and we hope that we have done for you half of what you've done for us. That's coming from the heart, because I feel very rejuvenated, invigorated being on the show and seeing the comments and laughing and responding to them. So let's celebrate music. Season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yes, Stevie.
Yeah, I just wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hope you get to spend it with whoever you want to spend it with, those special people, or if you're someone who enjoys solitude, peace and quiet, which I do at times, quite a lot actually. Enjoy that as well. Enjoy your week. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thanks for watching us tonight.
Yeah, and as we've echoed, we come on on these weekends to celebrate the music and spread positivity. We have fun, and I like the fact that from Stevie, VJ, and Andrew, all of us have very different things that we bring in. Whether VJ is going to go into who sampled what and stuff, and Andrew singing and bringing a different perspective, and Stevie, from his perspective, the fact that everyone brings something unique, but most importantly, you guys who watch and take part add to it. So we love you guys, and I'll be sure on the 11th of this January, and we'll definitely see you guys then. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between.
Or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on
4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay.
They don't understand what Boyz II Men is.
Play it.